It is so difficult to get rid of. Okay? Now, let's talk about why is H. pylori so difficult to get rid of. H. pylori is buried in the stomach mucosa. Okay? It is very difficult to get rid of because it buries itself. H. pylori buries itself in your stomach mucosal lining. Okay? It buries itself in its stomach mucosal lining. So when you use certain antibiotics to help get rid of H. pylori, it is buried in the actual epithelial cells of the stomach lining. Number 2, why H. pylori is extremely hard to get rid of. Extremely hard to get rid of. H. pylori has a flagella on there. This is like a long tail, if you want to say. This allows it to hold tight onto the epithelial cells. It buries itself, and think of it almost having spikes. Let's use that analogy. It has spikes, and it grips onto the epithelial cell. It buries in the mucosal lining, and it grips onto the epithelial cells of the stomach lining, of the stomach. Okay? So this is why it is extremely important, extremely difficult to get rid of it. It goes deep, and it grips, and it holds on. It holds on. Not only that, let me tell you how bad this bacteria is. How it's so adaptive, if you want to say, to living in your stomach. What do we produce in our stomach when we're eating? We produce hydrochloric acid. We produce hydrochloric acid. Nature has found a way over thousands and thousands of years to learn how to protect us. And one of the ways it goes about doing this is when you ingest food, you create enzymes in the mouth and antimicrobial substances in the mouth to help break down bacteria and viruses. And then when it gets down to the stomach, it says anything that hasn't been killed in the mouth, we're going to kill it in the gut. And how are we going to kill it? We're going to give it in an environment that is super low on the pH scale. That's a pH of 2 or 1. We're going to secrete one of the strongest acids nature makes, and that is hydrochloric acid. Very strong acid. That drops the pH down to a 2 or a 1. That allows our body to denature and break down proteins and kill microbes, parasites, bacteria, viruses that may be in our food. That's what it does. It also stimulates pepsin to be secreted to digest protein. Hydrochloric acid has two properties for us. Makes our body stimulate pepsin to digest protein and kill all the bacteria, viruses, and parasites that we may consume in our body. That's why you secrete hydrochloric acid. Now, what does H. pylori do? H. pylori says, first and foremost, I'm going to embed myself in the mucosal wall. And I'm going to hold on with dear life. Okay? Why does it embed itself in the mucosal wall? The same reason why your stomach coats itself in the mucus. It protects itself from hydrochloric acid. When you go inside the stomach naturally secretes mucus. That mucus coats the stomach lining and prevents it from getting burned from the actual hydrochloric acid. You following me here? You following me? I hope you understand what I'm saying. It beds itself in the mucosal wall, so it prevents the actual hydrochloric acid from getting to it. That's number one. It beds itself in that mucosa. That mucus is swimming in there. Oh, yeah, you ain't getting me, baby. You ain't getting me, baby. That's what it's doing. It's swimming in there. You ain't getting me. It's holding on for dear life. And to even protect itself more, check this out. When the bacteria embeds itself and you eat some food and your body starts to secrete, as your body starts to secrete hydrochloric acid, H. pylori bacteria creates bicarbonates. The bacteria starts to secrete bicarbonates. Now, what did we talk about last time when we talked about kidney function and how alkaline acidity works? What neutralizes acid? Alkalinity. What is a bicarbonate? It's an alkaline substance. So not only does H. pylori embeds itself inside of the mucosal lining of the gut, of the stomach, and it holds on for dear life. When you eat food and your body secretes acid, the H. pylori even protects itself more by secreting bicarbonates to alkaline the area around it to protect it from the acid even more. That's what H. pylori does, and that's why it's so hard to kill.